Back in Las Vegas with our first half stats, and points off turnovers, a big key for UNLV in the first half. We are tied at 24. Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. We talked about the importance of this game for Utah State in regards to the NCAA tournament bubble. They got to wake up here in the second half.
Well, part of it is UNLV is putting them to sleep by really maintaining possession of the ball in the half court. The way they've moved the ball has allowed them to get some pretty good opportunities in the half court. So you got to give UNLV all kinds of credit for what they've been able to do with their half court offense. Here's an example right here, where they move the ball from one side to the other, and this allows that dribble penetration in there, and then a kick where MWT is kind of stuck in no man's land, and he loses Wood, and Wood's out in the corner by himself and is able to knock out the three-point shot. So ball reversals have been a big key for UNLV in this game.
We're seeing high tech and basketball knowledge come together like never before with the Shot Tracker iPad app. What would have taken coaching staffs hours to crunch is now at their fingertips, available live during the game. And we go back to this one because you like it so much, and the way that UNLV is moving the ball has certainly been a big part of their success to this point. When
they've thrown 6+ passes, they have scored the most points. That tells you something.
Winner advances to tomorrow's semifinals against the winner of our game still to come tonight on CBS Sports Network between Colorado State and Fresno State.
And I think right now Utah State is going to have to establish MWT in the lane offensively a little bit more.
Miller very quiet to this point, knocks down the jumper. And that's the first field goal of the night for Brock Miller.
Well, that was a great start by him because he really was not involved in this game.
He had missed his first 4 shot attempts until hitting that 2. Grill will launch from the outside. Wow. Caleb Grill from deep.
Tough shot.
UNLV 2 for 10 from beyond the arc tonight after that 3 by Grill, and the answer from Marco Anthony. They will look at that during the next stoppage, but for now they call it a 3. Hamilton had a big first half for the Rebels. But a bad pass there, and Wooster is able to deflect it.
Yeah, Wooster in the passing lane there.
And Anthony makes him pay.
They need a timeout.
And UNLV calls timeout as Craig Smith charges on the court, all fired up as the Aggies have risen here in the second half. A sleepy start, but they've come out with a lot of energy and emotion here in the second. We're back with the Next Greatest Generation Is Now, presented by Army National Guard. We take a look at Alfonso Anderson, who's a communication major at Utah State, senior from Tacoma, Washington, member of the NABC Honors Court Mountain West All-Academic Team a year ago. During that timeout, the Marco Anthony shot was confirmed as a 3-pointer. Anthony is the first player on either team tonight to get into double figures. He's got 10 points to go along with 6 rebounds. Going back to the first half, Utah State is on a 13-3 run, and they've taken a 4-point advantage. Tillis through traffic out to Jenkins. Extra pass, Hamilton hits the 3.
That was great movement of the ball once again by UNLV.
Hamilton into double figures. He's got 11 points.
The double coming quickly, not even on the bounce, coming right away on Cater.
Anthony, he's feeling it tonight.
I mean, he's been a good, solid three-point shooter all year, but he's only made 18 on the season, so it's not like he's a guy who shoots a lot of them.
And only 3 threes in his last 7 games. He's got 2 this evening and 13 for Anthony. Nice cut. Grill can't finish. Anthony on the baseline. Oh, what a feed to Bean. This is a different Utah State team compared to the first half. Energy, it's all there right now for the Aggies. And a foul called on Wooster.
Well, you take a look right here, you're going to see stop it right there. The drill penetration to the baseline causes the help. Nobody rotates in front of Bean, and that's why Bean's able to be all alone and make that layup. Got to help the helper.
Grill. Wow. Sizzling from the outside. Back-to-back threes for Grill.
I mean, that's a tough shot.
Three-point Utah State advantage. Miller, he'll shoot the three and knock it down. Brock Miller with the triple.
Both these teams know how to play offense in the half court. That time, Utah State moving the ball side to side themselves, ending up with a good shot by Brock Miller.
Blake thought about a three. Now Blake driving on Wooster. Freshman on freshman, and Cada says, get out of here.
These guys a couple of times.
Jenkins is back on the floor. They need to get him going as well. Miller, quick three. It's good.
And that's a tough shot.
Second three this half for Brock Miller. And in this half, Utah State is 4 of 5 from deep. Delcadia. No, Cada tips it out right to Miller. Miller wants it back. He's starting to feel it.
This team that's out there now for Utah State, a little more space because Anderson is the four-man. He can make threes.
Out of bounds, last touch by the Rebels. DJ Otzelberger with 3 new players on the floor, 13:46 to play. Miller is just hunting for shots right now. He's starting to get in that groove. Ashworth is left alone. Oh, Anthony offensive rebound, and he pulls it out.
He's been really tough on the glass.
7 boards for Anthony, 3 on the offensive end. Cada around Jung, and a foul is called. And everyone on that Utah State bench is up and cheering, and you're right, Craig Smith must have had some choice words at halftime.
Yeah, I don't know what he said, but the energy in the second half has been much, much better.
That's the 3rd foul called on Mbake Jung. Cada's inching closer to a 7th straight double-double. 7 points, 9 boards. Jersey Mike's is the proud title sponsor of the Naismith Player of the Year Award. Join us when we announce the winner on April 3rd, right here on CBS Sports Network. One out of 2 for Cada. And this is the largest lead of the night for Utah State. It's up to 10.
Yeah, though UNLV has moved the ball in the second half, they just have not. That's good defense again. Much better help, much better energy by Utah State.
Turnover by Jenkins. 10 on the night for the Rebels. Anderson.
Good box out by Bryce Hamilton.
Delcadia left open, and he connects. Delcadia's had a nice game.
He has a very nice game. He plays very hard. He's really helping.
He averages 2.5 points per night. He's got 8 here this evening.
No double. Forget it.
Yep.
I mean, he's just too big and too good for Delcadia, who's 6'7". He's 7 feet and long.
10 points, 9 boards for Keita. Jenkins quick, shooting 3, no good. His struggles continue. Wooster.
Whoa, that's got to be a foul. Wow.
And a foul is called on Devin Tillis as Keita went sprawling to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And Keita a little shaken up as he will head to the bench. Anderson right at Moses Wood. Anderson can't finish. The tip by Bean, no. Until it secures the loose ball rebound. 10-point game, inside 12 to go.
Yeah, UNLV's got to find out where they want to score from here in the half court. Bryce Hamilton and Jenkins got to get it going.
Moses Wood is fouled on the shot, and he'll shoot 2 when we come back. No, it's not unusual to see Utah State feeling good here in Vegas. The back-to-back Mountain West Tournament champions. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. It's not unusual to see me. CBS Sports Network brings you the 2021 Air Force Reserve CUSA semis tomorrow. All starts at 12 Eastern from Frisco, Texas. Western Kentucky and UAB will meet at noon Eastern, and we're still awaiting the winners for the second semifinal at 3 Eastern time. Utah State, Steve, they look like a different team here in the second half.
And let me tell you something, you see all these plays here. There's Marco Anthony finishing. Here he's going to make a three-point shot. But watch here, he throws a beautiful pass to Justin Bean, another pass to Brock Miller. Marco Anthony threw that pass inside to Neemias Queta too. He was involved in every one of those plays. Marco Anthony really has played one heck of a game. He's the one guy who played really good in the first half. Worcester played well also, but Marco Anthony really doing a lot of things.
Utah State, as you saw, already has more field goals in the second half than they did the entire first half. What do you need to see from UNLV, Steve, to kind of get back on track?
Well, the first thing they got to do is they got to make more stops in the half court. They can't keep up firepower-wise. They did a good job in the first half defending Utah State in the half court. Not as good, especially the perimeter guys in the second half. So they got to buckle down on defense, and they've got to get Bryce Hamilton. Jenkins has been lost the whole game. Those are the two guys that are going to have to get it done for them because they don't really have an inside scorer.
Anthony gets his own miss. Another offensive rebound. And trying to reset this Utah State offense. And he's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, he thought he couldn't dribble again. He thought he was going to double dribble. I'm not so sure about that.
Utah State up by 10. You are watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. Mountain West Conference Tournament quarterfinals. One more to come later tonight as Colorado State takes on Fresno State. Third season for Craig Smith at Utah State. Received a contract extension in February. His team has won 4 straight entering tonight, and they've won all 4 of those by an average of 10 points per game. And how about that out of the timeout?
They ran the out-of-bounds play again for Justin Bean, and they were able to score.
8 points tonight for Bean. Tillis around the senior Anderson.
Little full court pressure now by UNLV.
Anderson muscles his way for two around Moses Wood.
Ball strength there. Great left hand also.
Greg Smith was raving about Alfonso Anderson when we spoke with him today, saying he's really just been playing like a senior, like you'd want a senior to play this time of year, not just on the court, but off the court in terms of leadership and communication.
Great boxing out there by Bean.
Miller for three. And the ball goes out of bounds to the Utah State bench. It'll stay with UNLV. The rebounding edge now favors Utah State. It was even at the half, but Utah State +6 in the second half. They have out-rebounded every opponent this year.
And UNLV did a great job in the first half playing them even, and they didn't have any second chance points in the first half. They now have 6 in the second half, so it's starting to get away from UNLV a little bit on the glass.
Blake. And rebound again to Utah State. It's Bean.
They also are one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the country. They don't give up any offensive rebounds.
Anthony again.
I'll tell you, Anthony and Anderson, so physically strong in terms of finishing around the basket.
15 from Marco. Blake took his eye off it, could not corral the pass.
Yeah, obviously this thing is starting to get away from UNLV. I mean, this Anthony is just, John comes to him too late, and he has no problem taking it right to his chest.
11th UNLV turnover, and this is starting to slip away from the Rebels. Largest lead of the night right now for the Aggies.
You know, Andrew, we talked about the idea of playing a game yesterday like UNLV did. They came out much more comfortable than Utah State in that first half, but it seems like Utah State has found their legs now.
Yeah, and UNLV's running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, their depth is a problem. They really only play 8 guys.
Wooster called for the foul.
But
that's his third.
The one thing you see from UNLV is there's no point guard out there. You know, Jenkins wants to shoot threes. Bryce Hamilton wants to score. That's what these guys are. And not having Marvin Coleman has been a huge hit for TJ Otzelberger and the Rebels this year.
Rebels had a long pause because of COVID. 33 days between games from December 5th to January 7th. TJ Otzelberger tested positive. And then they played 20 games in the next 58 days. So now back-to-back nights with games for UNLV, the number 7 seed. Miller. What a rebound by Bean, and then it hit the back of the backboard out of bounds. Wait a minute, no, it'll be Utah State ball. It was deflected. In any event, it's a timeout. With 8 minutes to go, Utah State trying to move on to the semis.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Army National Guard. The next greatest generation is now.
Well, if you've watched the Mountain West tournament the last couple of years, you know that Craig Smith and our colleague Evan Washburn had a very good relationship, and Craig Smith thought of Evan maybe as a good luck charm. He messed with his hair last year after they won. Now, because of COVID this year, we do not have sideline reporters for the Mountain West tournament, but Evan messed up his own hair on our Zoom with Craig today. Craig Smith couldn't have been happier to see Evan Washburn. I mean, we got on with our producer, Jonathan Siegel, and director, Andy Goldberg. He didn't care about any of us.
No.
And then Evan surprised all of us and got on, and Craig went crazy. He said he missed him. He thought about him at shoot-around today.
I mean, that was a love fest between those two, no doubt.
Well, whatever it was, it's still working right now for Utah State. So the Evan magic still exists for Craig Smith. 57-41 in favor of the Aggies. They are outscoring UNLV 33-17 this half. Hamilton, off the mark, Zhang, the putback.
Yeah, UNLV just struggling to find something to go to in the half-court set. I mean, Hamilton and Jenkins, between them, 6 for 25. And getting it done.
Loose ball tracked down by Jenkins. Here's Grell, blocked from behind. Guess who? Marco.
Wow, that was great defense.
Marco Anthony, a member of the Mountain West All-Defensive Team. And showing why right there. Keita, quick two. It's another double-double for Keita. His 7th in a row. 12 points, 10 boards.
Marco Anthony has been involved in like every play in this game almost. He's been really a lot better than his numbers show. He's been better than that.
Hamilton for 3. Yes. And TJ Otzelberger calls a quick timeout with 6:26 to go. The lead is 13 for the Aggies on CBS Sports Network. Here's a look at the updated bracket in the Mountain West Tournament. And don't forget, coming up 11:30 Eastern Time, it's the final quarterfinal of the day. Colorado State, the 3 seed, taking on number 6 Fresno State. The Bulldogs won their opening round game last night against New Mexico. Semis tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. Championship game set for Saturday on CBS. Anthony again. This time he comes up short, but once again gets his own miss.
That's like the worst thing that he's done tonight.
Keita around Elkadia, not this time, and tipped out to Blake.
They doubled him in the first half. The second half, they haven't doubled him at all.
Elkadia's step back is short, and Keita with his 11th rebound. 14 double-doubles for Keita this year. That leads the Mountain West.
Too easy.
One won't go, but Keita will go to the line.
He got deep position that time. That was a set play. They had to clear it out for him on that side. He's got to finish that one.
Steve, only one team has had a three-peat at the Mountain West Tournament. It was New Mexico from 2012 to 2014. Utah State has a chance to join the Lobos in the record books if they could win it again this year.
Yeah, Steve Alford had some great teams those years.
And Steve Alford not done this year.
No.
He'll see San Diego State in the semis tomorrow.
Well, that guard, Grant Sherfield, the transfer from Wichita State, has been spectacular.
Dynamite.
Keita is so long. He goes up for a rebound, and his arms are above everybody's by far.
7 feet tall, 245 pounds out of Portugal.
Set play, great play.
And he's fouled by Zhang.
Well, he did a great job of sealing up here, just using his feet. It's really pretty simple what he's doing here. He sets that up with his feet and gets great position where Zhang has to foul.
And that is the 4th foul on Mbake Zhang.
I mean, Keita's got 15 and 11, and you know, he played okay. He's playing okay. I mean, but that shows you how good he is. Here's a guy who's got 15 points, 16 points, and 11 rebounds, and you're like, he's been all right.
Yeah. Double-double in 7 straight. Hamilton for 3, and the rebound Wooster. And Craig Smith says, let's slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to do anything crazy. I'm not saying you want to just hold it, but you don't want to do anything crazy now.
Keita to the hoop, and a foul is called.
I mean, that's 7 feet putting the ball on the ground from the top of the key and getting to the basket. I mean, this kid's really a good ball handler. Pass, dribble, got to become a better 14, 15-foot shooter. Get a little stronger. He's still got, physically, he's got to get stronger.
Well, you look at the numbers. He is one of only 2 players since 1992 to average at least 14.5 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2.5 assists, and 1 steal per game. The only other player to do that since 1992, Bo Outlaw.
I mean, that's 28 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And the thing you don't see is you don't see a guy average 3 blocks and 2.5 assists. That's the part of it that's really surprising.
Mbake Jong playing with 4 fouls, trying to get around Keita, cannot.
Great box out by Justin Bean.
And a foul committed by Hamilton with 3:57 to go. Utah State in cruise control here in Vegas. Let's see who stepped up their game tonight. Brought to you by Werner Ladder. No surprise here. Marco Anthony. Marco, what a game for Marco Anthony. 15 points and 11 rebounds, and 5 of those 11 boards were on the offensive glass.
And 5 assists, Andrew. So, I mean, this guy's had some game tonight.
Averages 10 points per game. Career high 22 against Northern Iowa. But he has been all over the floor for Craig Smith and the Aggies.
He's the one guy that was energized in the first half. You know, we would talk about their energy not being great in the first half, whether they were a little nervous, playing their first game in the tournament, whatever. But he came out with tremendous energy from the beginning. UNLV trying to deny all over now. Shot clock winding down.
It's at 5. Wooster all the way for 2. The freshman.
Tough kid.
8-0 run for the Aggies. Wood in the corner, knocks it down. Look at this long pass. Don't know how necessary that was by Bean.
Totally unnecessary.
Craig Smith not happy about it. Hamilton's pass is picked off. And Craig Smith keeps saying, pull it back out. Wooster doesn't listen, counted and 1. And now he's gonna get yelled at. Bean's gonna get yelled at first for doing that long pass. Now, meanwhile, behind the play, there's a UNLV player injured. That's Mbake Jong, who's still down on the floor. Let's take a look at what happened to the UNLV senior. Man, he took a bad step and immediately went down, grabbing his left leg. Oh, man, he's going to need some help getting over to the UNLV bench. Not putting any weight on his left leg, the senior from the Senegal. member of the Mountain West all-defensive team, has had a very good career here with the Runnin' Rebels. One of the captains of this UNLV team. With 3:03 to go in the last game of the season for UNLV, that is tough to see.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Hopefully the kid is not seriously hurt, because to get hurt at this stage, it's never good to get hurt, period. But at this stage, as you said, 3 minutes to go in the season. This guy has not been able to buy anything.
Jenkins 1 for 11 tonight.
You know, give Utah State credit defensively. And one thing about Jenkins, he's a little small, and I think his size has hurt him a little bit in this game. They contested every one of his threes hard.
Bean left alone. Hamilton's deep three won't go, and we approach 2 minutes to go. Booster tied up and fouled. Booster also played high school football back in Montana as a quarterback and a safety, so he's used to taking some hits.
I will say this, Andrew. This game here was a must-win for Utah State, but this game doesn't get them in. Sure. It keeps them from being out right now, because let's face it, UNLV, it's not considered a great win, but it does give them an opportunity. And truthfully, if I'm them, I'm rooting for Colorado State in that next game, because they play Colorado State tomorrow and win that game, then they'll be pretty safe, I think, to be in the NCAA tournament. If they play Fresno State and win, they're going to have to win the whole thing to get their bid.
In some ways, and again, Fresno State, a very capable team.
No doubt.
If Colorado State wins the quarterfinal to come here tonight, you almost have a de facto play-in game. Would you agree with that? Utah State, Colorado State tomorrow?
The winner would guarantee to be in, but I think if Colorado State loses, they could still be in, I think.
Okay.
I think the game would mean more for Utah State. I think Colorado State would be safely in my opinion. I mean, not safe. It'd be like an 11 seed, maybe in the first 4, but the game would mean more to Utah State.
Miller step back 3. And another offensive rebound for Anthony. That's his 6th.
Yeah, he's been tracking down everything.
So Craig Smith, who calls timeout just to make a substitution, is about to go to 7-0 in the Mountain West tournament as head coach at Utah State. Don't forget, coming up next, the Inside College basketball crew talks all things conference tournaments as they break down matchups, highlights, and projections as bracket week continues here on CBS Sports Network. I got to imagine Evan Washburn feels a little bit better that Utah State's going to win without him here. He's not. They don't need him to win.
They proved that tonight.
Sean Bairstow with the jumper. Final minute to go here. Delcadia, and a foul is called. Well, it looks like 70 was the magic number for UNLV this year. When they held their opponents to 70 or fewer, they went 12-2. When they allowed 71 points or more, they're going to go to 0-13.
That's a very telling number. But, you know, this UNLV team, they have struggled this year defensively more than anything else, and have not been able to hold people down. They held this Utah State team down big time in their game that they beat them in.
10 points for Delcadia tonight. Bairstow lays it in. Younger brother of Cam Bairstow, who had such a great career at New Mexico. Mountain West Tournament MVP in 2014.
Yeah, he was on those 3 teams that you talked about.
Drafted by the Bulls. Sean's older sister played at Utah State as well.
No, that's not me.
And the Aggies can dribble it out. UNLV was game early, but Utah State took over. And the Aggies are back in the Mountain West Tournament semifinals. 74-53 over UNLV. Update the bracket here in Vegas. And now we know 3 of the 4 in the semis. We're about to find out one more coming up next. Colorado State against Fresno State here on CBS Sports Network. Once again, final score 74-53. For Steve Lapis, our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll be back soon with quarterfinal number 4 between Fresno State and Colorado State. Now we send you back to our New York studio for Inside College Basketball Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.